Okay, all praise, glory, and honor is most certainly due to the Most High, the God of the patriarchs, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And peace to you. In the name of His Son, I count it truly a blessing each and every single time that I can come before you to preach the word, and never kind of a light thing to do so. Exalt His name. He's worthy to be praised. We're thankful for His word. I'm not going to keep you long. I do want to answer sister's question that she had about the 2,300 days that are mentioned in the book of Daniel. And timelines, brothers and sisters, are important in the Bible because if you don't understand the timeline, a lot of things you won't understand. You might even try to do something outside of the proper time. And so again, you need to know what's going on at what particular time. And so what I want to do is look at the timeline of the 2,300 days. Okay. In order to do that, let's go to the book of Daniel. Okay. Let's go to the book of Daniel. And a couple places I want to start, because this is the time around the time of great tribulation. Okay. So let's find out first how long great tribulation is. Let's go to Daniel, the 7th chapter. All right. Daniel, the 7th chapter. And we're going to pick it up in Daniel 7 and verse, let's see, Daniel 7. And let's pick it up at verse 25. So it says, and he, talking about that man of sin, and he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High. Now he's going to wear out the saints of the Most High during the time of great tribulation. Just hold our finger here. And you can read what this man is going to be doing here. This is Revelation, the 13th chapter. We can read here and go another place. This one that's going to come, it says in Revelation 13 and verse 12, and he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and caused the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast whose deadly wound was healed. And he do a great wonder, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. What this man is doing is he's empowered through Satan. Okay, because it tells you that the dragon gave him exceeding great authority. Okay. But now this is this one that's coming out, and it says, let's just pick it up actually before this. Let's still in chapter 13, verse 3. It says, and I saw one of the heads as it were wounded to death, and his daily wound was healed, and all the world wandered after the beast. And this is the reunification of the Roman Empire. It said, and they worshiped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast, and they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast, who was able to make war with him? And there was given unto him a mouth, speaking great things and blasphemies. Okay. And power was given unto him to continue 42 months. 42 months, times the dividing of times, 1,260 days. Okay. Now let's go back to Daniel. Let's pick it up. Actually, let's stay in Revelation 13. Because he's gonna make this image he's gonna give life to this image, like this statue, if you will. Verse 15, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the beast, would not worship the image of the beast, should be killed. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their forehead, in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he had the mark of the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here's wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Okay, so he's gonna have power during this time. All right. And he's going to wreak havoc on this earth. Okay. That's what he's going to be doing at this particular time. Let's go to let's see. So it says, and we're back in Daniel, the 7th chapter, verse 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High. Okay, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given unto his hand until the time and times and the dividing of time. Okay, again, that's time and times. That's 3. And the dividing of time, that's 3.5 years. Let's go back to Revelation. Okay. Let's pick it up. Because we still talking about this 1,260 days. And it's 3.5 years. Revelation, the 12th chapter and verse 6, it says, and the woman fled into the wilderness where she had the place prepared of God, that they should feed her there 1,260 days. Peace to you, brother Isaiah. Times, and the dividing of times, 3.5 years, 1,260 days. Okay, let's go back to Daniel. Let's see. Let's pick it up in Daniel, the 12th chapter, verse 7. So it said Daniel 12 and verse 7. So it says, and I heard a man clothed in linen, which was upon the waters of the river, when he held up his right hand and his left hand unto heaven, and swear by him that liveth forever, that it shall be for a time, times and a half. That's again 3.5 years. And he shall have accomplished to scatter the power of the holy people. All these things shall be finished. Revelation 11th chapter again. Because the Lord's going to have some others at this particular time that's going to combat what he's doing. But even they're going to be killed at the end of it. Revelation, the 11th chapter and verse 3. And I will give power unto my 2 witnesses, and they shall prophesy how long? 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth. These are the 2 olive trees and the 2 candlesticks standing before the God of the earth. 1,260 days. Okay. So you constantly see that's the time of the great tribulation. Times, and the dividing of time. But now let's go to find out something else. So you got that, but then you got something else. Give me 1 second. You got something else. Let's go back to Daniel. And let's pick it up in Daniel, the 9th chapter, because the sister had a question about this. This is Daniel 9. And is this it? Hold on 1 second. Chapter 8, excuse me, chapter 8. Daniel chapter 8. And it says here in verse 13, and I heard one saint speaking, and another saint said unto the saints which spake, how long shall be the vision concerning the daily sacrifice and the transgression of desolation, to give both the sanctuary and the host to be trodden underfoot? Okay. So how long? Matter of fact, hold our finger here. Let's go back to Revelation and read something here. Revelation 11th chapter. Then we'll read that again. Revelation 11th chapter. Peace to you, Sister Ruth. Revelation 11th chapter. And it says in verse 2, but the court which is without or outside the temple, leave out and measure it not, for it is given unto the Gentiles, and the holy city shall they tread underfoot 40 months. Again, 40 months, times and dividing of times, 1,260 days. That's the duration of the Great Tribulation. But a question was asked here in Daniel the 8th chapter, verse 13, how long shall be the vision concerning the daily sacrifice? Okay, the daily sacrifice. Then it said, and the transgression of desolation. What is he talking about? Let's go to Matthew, the 24th chapter. Matthew 24th chapter in verse 3. It says, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? He said, there'll be wars, rumors of wars, pestilence, earthquake, and disease. He talked about the persecution, but then in verse 15, he said, he says, when ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet stand in the holy place, whoso readeth, let him understand. See, Antiochus Epiphanes foreshadowed what this man is saying. It's one of the popes coming out of Rome, what he's going to do. So when they rebuild the temple in Jerusalem, he's going to go into the temple proclaiming himself to be God. Hold our finger here. Let's go to see what Paul had to say about it. Just put the pieces together. Otherwise, it's kind of difficult to understand the timeline. Okay, so let's see what Paul said about what was going to happen before the coming of our Lord. This is 2 Thessalonians 2. He says in verse 1, now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ and by our gathering together unto him, that ye be not soon shaken in mind or be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter asked from us, as that the day of Christ is at hand. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. So that means the temple has to be rebuilt. Okay, so now, and how long is it going to take for all this to take place, for him to stop the daily sacrifice? How long shall be the vision concerning the daily sacrifice and the transgression of desolation? He's going to stand in the holy place to give both the sanctuary and the host to be trodden underfoot. We read earlier that it was trodden underfoot 40 and 2 months. And he said unto me, unto 2,300 days, then shall the sanctuary be cleansed. Okay, so there's a lot going on. So he said 2,300 days. Okay, so now let's go to Daniel. Let's go to Daniel the 11th or the 12th chapter. Daniel the 12th chapter. Daniel the 12th chapter and verse 9. Because here he tells Daniel that it's even beyond Daniel, the time Daniel was living in. He said, go thy way, Daniel, for the words are closed up and sealed till the time of the end. Many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. And from the time that the daily sacrifice shall be taken away, and the abomination that maketh desolate set up, there shall be 1,290 days. Okay, so now you got 1,290 days. You got 30 days added up to that 1,260. So it's going to take the abomination of desolation, that abominable man, it's going to take him 30 days to stop the daily sacrifice. Then he says, blessed and holy is he that waiteth and cometh to the 1,305 and 30 days. So now you got 30. So you got 30 days for him to stop this daily sacrifice. Okay. You got 45 days for him to set up. And then you got 1,260 days of great tribulation. Okay. Then you also have time that they're sacrificing. Okay. So give me 1 second. So when you got the 1,260-day great tribulation, okay. Okay, so this is how this goes. You got 2,300 days for all of this. Okay, so you got the 1,260-day Great Tribulation. You got the 30 days for him to set up, for them to stop the sacrifice, because they're gonna restart sacrifice. You got 45 days for him to set up. Okay, shop. So that 1,260, which is the duration of the Great Tribulation, plus the 30 days for him to stop them from sacrificing, then the 45 days to him to set up, that's 1,335. Okay. So now, but you got 2,300. So what is all that? Because it said in verse in chapter 8, how long shall be the vision concerning the daily sacrifice? So you have to add how long they're gonna be sacrificing. And he told them 2,300 days for all of it. So that would mean you need to subtract 2,300 from 1,335, and you get 965. So they're going to be sacrificing for 965 days. Okay? So they're going to sacrifice for 965 days. Then he's going to stop them from sacrificing. So that's 965 plus 30. Then you got 45 days for him to set up shop. Then you got 1,260 days of Great Tribulation. That's how you get 2,300. I'm going to say that again. You got the 965 days that those who rebuild the temple, that they have plans to do. They're going to sacrifice. They have the red. They have all the instruments. They have their Kohani. They have everything for the temple. They just need political expedience to do it. So again, you have 965 days of sacrifice. You have 30 days for him to stop. The Pope's gonna go in and stop them from sacrificing. You got 45 days. He's gonna set up shop. Then you got 1,260 days of Great Tribulation. Okay, and you do the math, you get 2,300. So that's a little bit on that. I know I was kind of going back and forth, but you kind of have to go back and forth to know exactly what's going on. I want to establish the 1,260-day Great Tribulation, but just get some other details as well related to the Great Tribulation. So with that, brothers and sisters, I want to remind you we're at the House of Faith, meet every Sabbath at 5925 West 25th Avenue in Gary, Indiana. We live stream right here on the Israel Teach YouTube channel, as well as at www.israelteach.org. If you've been edified through the ministry and would like to leave a donation, you can do so on our website. Again, israelteach.org. That's ISRAELTEACH.org. 100% of the proceeds goes to the work of the ministry. We also have Bible study every Friday night on Zoom. The Bible study on Zoom every Friday night. It's math, brother. Because that's the only way you get to 1,335. That's what he tells you. So he says, that's how you get from to the 1,335 he's talking about in 12. Okay, that's how you get there. That's an extra 45 days. That's how you get there. All right. As I was saying, I can find the personal meeting ID number is 602-961-1318 if you want to be a part of the Zoom Bible study. Again, that's every Friday night at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time on Zoom. And also there are books that I've written that are available for purchase. So like this book here, For Then Shall Be Great Tribulation. I had this time. You have the Great Tribulation time frame in the book. You have a map of where the place of safety is. Here are pictures of red heifer menorah that the Temple Institute has. Okay. The number of his name, the Curious Philadelphia. He calls himself the Vicar of Christ. That's the Pope. So you can add that up, you get 666. This is a good reference book. It's timely. But again, so these are books that I've written that are available. And for then it shall be great tribulation. Into Egypt again with ships. Killing Black innocents. The program to control African American reproduction from slavery's end to the present day self-inflicted genocide. The pagan origins of Christian holidays. Hair like wool, feet like burned brass, the color of Jesus and burning truths concerning the Messiah, and in defense of biblical polygyny. All those books are available again on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, and other places where books are sold, brothers and sisters. And with that, it's always my peace to everybody that's listening. It's always my prayer that you are edified.